Okay, in one of the previous videos I explained how I used a black and white plugin from Nik Software called SilverFX Pro to enhance the dynamic range of color images. Now, I have built an action set in Lightroom to build upon that idea and to tweak my workflow a little bit and to above all to make it a little bit faster. So what I do is I send my file from Lightroom or from Bridge, if you use Bridge, over to Photoshop as a smart object. And then, as mentioned, I have found that there are a couple of the SilverFX Pro presets that actually do a better job than others of enhancing this dynamic range in color images. So what I have done is I have made an action that runs this. I have made an action called SEP Luminosity that runs 3 different instances of SilverFX Pro, actually the 3 instances I prefer best for the effect I'm after, as 3 separate layers, each as a smart object and each with SilverFX Pro running as a smart filter on that. And then the only thing I have to do is just toggle the layer visibility icons to have a look at which of the 3 settings I like best, and then I proceed from there. Now, the only drawback to this method is that it's rather CPU intensive. I'm showing you it in real time here, so it takes a while to set up the different smart objects and then the different SilverFX Pro conversions, but here you have them. So I have one that has a full dynamic harsh preset in SilverFX Pro. So that's actually, let me dive into this. So that's actually this one, yeah. And this one is with dynamic brightness set to -50%. Then I have another one which is just a plain dynamic, full dynamic harsh preset. And then I have another one, the full dynamic smooth preset with increased structure. So right now I'm seeing the top one. So if I want to see if another one is maybe better, I have this one, and I actually like the previous one better, so I'll remember that. And this one is the first of 3 presets. So to me it's either this one or this one, and then of course I think I might actually prefer this one, so I'll stick with this one. So the idea of the action is that you have 3 different versions. And what I could even do, for example, I actually like the foreground in this one better, so I might even just add a layer mask to this image here and then paint in the foreground, so paint away the sky of this one and use the sky from the bottom conversion. I'm doing it really quickly here now. You would have to do it a little bit better. Okay. And then what I could do is, I don't need this one anymore, so I'm going to eliminate this one. I'm going to choose these 2 and turn them again into a smart object by itself. Yes. So this is actually kind of a nested smart object because I am making a smart object that's comprised of, or that consists of other smart objects. And now I can run the second part of my action, which is for finishing touches and which will add a ColorFX Pro and a Viveza 2 layer. The Viveza 2 layer will be for localized control. For example, I want to decrease a little bit the blue in the sky over here, and the ColorFX Pro layer is a layer that will add some extra structure by means of the details or the detail extractor filter in this preset or in this application. Okay, as you see, we get a really gritty look here, and again these are both applied as smart filters. So for example, I like what the ColorFX Pro filter does, but it's a little bit too much for my taste, so I'm going to double click this here and I'm going to set the opacity at about 50%, and then as mentioned I also want to tone down the intensity of the blue here because it draws my attention way too much, and that I will do by double clicking on the Viveza 2 layer and adding a control point to the blue and increasing the brightness slightly and decreasing the saturation so it doesn't look as extreme as it did. And then I'll click OK, and my post-processing is done, and I have managed to do this fairly quickly, and above all I have created an effect which I probably wouldn't have created if I had run the individual plugins. Now if I save this, the end result will be saved back to Lightroom, and then I can compare both with each other. So this is the original, and this is after the SilverFX, ColorFX and Viveza workflow. And because everything is done with smart objects, I actually have the option to tweak everything again, to redo everything, and all of this was done on a single raw image, most importantly. Thanks for watching, and see you again. Bye bye.